A successful trail system must satisfy the enthusiast, provide protection for the environment, be developed and managed in a cost-effective manner, have clear, concise, and documented management objectives. Every trail system needs quantity. The system must have enough mileage to provide sufficient recreation activities for the time visitors will spend at the site. If you're providing a destination site where people will spend a weekend or more, you'll need a larger system than if you simply have a day-use area close to town. Quality. Trails must access desirable features and provide diversity in difficulty, terrain, and scenery. Competent design. Trails must be designed so they provide a quality experience, comply with agency standards, and meet management objectives. Trails are not simply narrow roads, so just because a person can design and build a road does not mean they can design and build a quality trail, without first understanding the meaning of a good recreation experience. To provide for the user's needs through planning, you should provide as much opportunity as possible. Don't provide 50 miles if you have the budget and resources to provide 150 or 300 miles of sustainable trail. Plan for success and growth. Once you develop and promote a quality riding experience, riders will begin to travel to your area to participate in the experience. If your customers have motorcycles and ATVs, provide both motorcycle and ATV trails. Don't give them roads when they want trails. Don't assume that user-created trails meet the user's needs. Riders create trails where they can go, not necessarily where they should be. You need to consider what recreation experience is provided by the trail and whether or not it is sustainable. Once you have identified a trail system, you need to think about specific trail management objectives, or TMO. The specific TMO needs to identify the primary user, determine the desired recreation experience, determine the level of difficulty, establish tread width, clearing width, etc., and establish maintenance objectives. Are you looking for an easiest ATV trail or a most difficult motorcycle trail? To design a system, we must understand the differences in vehicle types and user types. For more detailed information regarding the wants and needs of OHV recreationists, NOHVCC offers another video segment that delves deeper into this topic. For now, one of the important issues to be considered is the difference between single-track trails and double-track trails. You should know how each type impacts the riding experience, especially for the motorcycle enthusiast. Single-track is coveted by most motorcycle riders, hikers, bicyclists, and equestrians. Single-track is more difficult to maintain, but is worth the effort because it's considered extremely important by one segment of the riding community. Single-track doesn't address the ATV or 4x4 issue. Single-track does not accommodate mixed group needs, for instance, families that ride both ATVs and motorcycles. Many single-track trails are currently being breached by ATVs. This widens and reduces the flow of the trail. Well-designed double-track can meet many of the needs of both groups. However, in certain soils, double-track can be difficult to ride with motorcycles. When a motorcycle uses a trail tread, the rider will ride from one side of the tread to the other, depending on the flow of the trail. When an ATV trail is located on soil that is rocky, a trail tread will remain flat or level longer. However, on sandy soils, an ATV trail rapidly develops a tread profile with two ruts and a center ridge. This becomes very difficult for the motorcycle rider to successfully negotiate, and it decreases the recreation experience. This trail is on rocky terrain and is used by ATVs, but even here, the motorcycle rider is forced to the side of the tread and into the brush. Single-track trails are important to the motorcycle rider, but a quote from a mountain bike rider probably says it best. He said, "Mountain biking on a single track is like skiing fresh powder, or matching the hatch while fly fishing, or playing golf at Pebble Beach. Now that's important." But whether it's a narrow single track or a narrow ATV trail, narrower is better. The question is, does one trail fit everyone? Motorcycle and bicycle riders, equestrians and hikers like single track. ATV riders like 48-inch trails. 4x4 riders like narrow Jeep trails. The important thing is, for a better recreation experience, narrower is better. Even with different vehicle types, there are some common planning elements that work together to improve the quality of the recreation experience. Loops are preferred by nearly all trail users, but destination trails are also desired if there's an interesting or unique destination. A trail system should provide adequate mileage or, more importantly, time in the seat. If the speed of the trail is reduced, seat time increases. Riders are looking for a variety in difficulty levels. A tough trail might be great for a while, but it's also nice to get on an easier trail to relax a little and recover. Again, you need to avoid fixation on existing trails. Just because a trail is there doesn't mean it has to stay in the same location. It can cost a lot of money trying to keep a trail in the wrong place. You need to avoid one-way trails unless it's truly justified. Riders may ask for one-way trails, but it will significantly increase trail speed, tread impacts, and the liability associated with signing and controlling access to the one-way trail. There's a safety issue if a person breaks down a mile into a 20-mile one-way loop. They'll turn around and push or ride the trail back the way they came. If a person coming from the trailhead rides the trail as if there's no one coming from the other direction, there may be a serious accident. A one-way trail system also increases the need for trail miles. Trails feel and ride differently in different directions, so two-way trails provide more opportunities than a one-way trail. There needs to be access to facilities and campgrounds. It is unreasonable to expect a rider to load his machine every day at his campsite and trailer it a short distance to the trailhead to begin riding. Provide a legal way to get from the campground to the trailhead. Provide learner's loops or tot lots. Kids like to ride, and even if mom and dad want to relax at camp or the trailhead, the youngsters still want to ride. They will ride in the campground or around the parking lot. If you can, provide a small area nearby where the kids can safely ride and still remain under the control of their parents. That way, mom and dad can relax in camp and mom can listen for the motor of the kids' ATV. When the motor stops, mom goes on instant alert. Dad doesn't have a clue. Motor starts, mom relaxes. Motor stops again. Mom goes on alert. Dad still doesn't have a clue. Motor doesn't restart. Now Dad has a clue, and he goes to check on the youngster. He takes a gas can because he knows the kid will ride as long as there's gas in the machine. Dad fixes the problem. The youngster continues to ride, and mom and dad enjoy a few more moments of relaxation.